Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a framework that could put you in the top 1% of people using AI. We're going to show you how to stop asking it basic questions and really turn it into a personal, high-powered assistant that actually works for you.
So, get this. According to AI expert Dan Martell, whose work we're digging into today, getting ahead of 99% of people with AI is way easier than you'd think. And why is that? Well, it's because most people are just scratching the surface. They're using really basic, generic prompts, and that's about it.
The secret here isn't just about using AI more. Not at all. It's about personalizing it. The whole goal is to take this general tool and turn it into a custom-built assistant that knows your world, your context, and works exactly how you need it to.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The very first step, you've got to stop treating tools like ChatGPT like some random stranger you just met. You need to give it a formal introduction, and you do that with something called a master prompt.
Okay, think of it like this. You're hiring a travel agent. You wouldn't just say, book me a flight. You'd give them a whole file, right? Your airline preferences, your hotel standards, what you like, what you hate. It's the same thing here. The AI can only give you amazing, customized answers if it knows who you are. And by the way, everyone on your team could have their own for their specific job.
And here's the best part. You don't have to sit there and guess what you need to tell it. You literally ask the AI to interview you. Just say, hey, ask me all the questions you need to understand my role. It'll ask about your company, your job, your goals. You just answer them, and boom, you have a perfect master prompt ready to go.
Okay, so now the AI knows who you are. That's level 1. The next level up is teaching it how you want it to act. This is where you really take the driver's seat and control the AI's output with what's called a system prompt.
So let's be super clear on this, because it's a huge distinction. The master prompt is all about your identity, your background, your context, your world. The system prompt, that's about the AI's identity. It's the instruction manual you give it for how it should talk, act, and respond to you.
This right here is a total pro move. Instead of trying to write some super complicated prompt from scratch, you just get the AI to do the work for you. You just talk to it, refine an email or whatever until it's perfect, and then you ask it to reverse engineer the instructions. That prompt it spits out, that's gold. That's your intellectual property now.
And if the AI ever gets a little hesitant or won't follow your instructions, Martell points out this really weird quirk that even Google's co-founder has confirmed. For some reason, threatening the AI models kind of works. It makes them more compliant. Maybe keep that one in your back pocket for emergencies.
All right, so you've got your identity prompt and your behavior prompt. Now it's time to get organized. This is absolutely crucial if you're working on bigger, more complex stuff, because you don't want to have to re-explain everything every single time.
This solves one of the most annoying things about using AI, right? When the chat just forgets what you were talking about. A project is basically a digital room for a single topic. Maybe you're buying a house or launching a new product. Every file, every chat, all the context lives in one spot, so the AI never ever forgets.
And you can literally create these projects for any part of your life or your business. You just load them up with your master prompt, toss in any relevant documents, and the AI will always have the complete picture. You can even share these project folders with your team. It's awesome for collaboration. Canvases are a complete game changer. I mean, how many times has this happened to you? You get a pretty good response from the AI, you ask for one tiny little change, and it rewrites the whole thing into something way worse. Ugh, Canvases fix that. It gives you an editable document where you can make your own changes and just tell the AI to refine specific little parts.
And this quote just perfectly sums up the whole idea behind Canvases. It's about bringing your creating process and your editing process into the same room. You generate ideas and then you tweak them right there, in the same space. It's a much smoother, way less frustrating way to work.
So now we're getting into mastery level. This is where you take all these personalized prompts you've made and turn them into automated, reusable tools that let you scale your expertise across everything you do.
Think of this like setting your home address in Google Maps. You're just telling the AI your default preferences for every single response. You want short sentences, no fluffy intros, your specific tone of voice. You just set it once in custom instructions, and it applies to every chat from now on. This is where you truly start to scale your work. Remember that perfect, complex system prompt you made? Instead of copy-pasting it all the time, you save it as a custom GPT. It becomes a one-click app, like a little AI minion that's perfectly trained to do one specific job for you.
The possibilities here are just nuts. For example, Martel built a custom GPT called Book Architect. He fed it everything the entrepreneur Rob Dyrdek has ever said publicly about time, and in 27 minutes, it spit out a complete book outline, filled with all his stories and quotes.
All right, here's maybe the most important part. Knowing all these cool tools and tricks, it's not enough. To really get ahead of that 99%, you have to bake this stuff into your daily routine until it's just second nature.
And the best way to do that is with a technique called habit stacking. It's simple. You just link your new AI practice to something you already do every single day without thinking. So, right after you make your morning coffee, you spend 15 minutes working on a new system prompt. It's a super simple but really powerful way to build that consistency. Look, at the end of the day, this whole framework isn't about replacing you or your creativity. It's about automating the 92% of the work that's just repetitive and boring. It frees you up to pour all your focus into that final 8% that is uniquely you. The strategy, the vision, the final artistic touch. And really, that's the question, isn't it? When you can hand off all the grunt work to a personalized, super effective AI assistant, you get back an incredible amount of time and brain power. How you decide to use that last 8%, well, that's what's going to separate you from everybody else.